I noticed there's a common factor among relationships in recent trends, and that's a lack of communication. It's like an ongoing joke among people that women don't say what they mean and they hold it in and then they blow up and they argue about something else. But it's really not a joke. It's a men's mental health issue. When a woman doesn't communicate what the issue is and the man has to go find this out and he can't figure out what the fuck this is, you're hurting your relationship. And a lot of women are out here doing this. They are not communicating what the problem is. They are not communicating like, hey, I need you to do this, or I need you to do this, or this isn't working, or I'm not feeling this, or I don't like your relationship here. I don't like what's going on. They don't communicate this. And a lot of men are too tough to communicate their feelings and their emotions and say, hey, I feel this type of way, or hey, you hurt me, or this is not working out because et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Without communication, you are not going to build a strong relationship. Now, back in the day, men and women sat down and they communicated what their issues is, what their problems was. And this is why marriages lasted so long, like relationships were so solid and so strong. They sat and they talked about their issues. I don't know when we as a society stop doing this. And it's not just in relationships, it's in friendships too. Sometimes you got to sit down with one of your homeboys and be like, listen, bro, you fucking up. Like, this is what you need to do. Or, yo, I don't like the way you was acting over here. That shit weird. Stop doing that. And you're gonna have to sit down and tell, even with your kids, you gotta communicate. You can't just beat your kid every time they do something bad. You gotta sit down and communicate like, hey, listen, buddy, like, this is not what you're supposed to do. Like, this right here, you need to do this, or you need to do this because of this and because of this, and because I said so, but this is why I said so. A lack of communication within society. And I feel like maybe it's because of social media, maybe it's because of the prevalence of cell phones and how people are always in their phones and they're not actually communicating face to face. How a lot of kids are not even going outside. They talk to their friends more on the phone or talk to their friends more on social media, etc. And it creates a lack of this, and then communication breaks down. Communication within the home, a lot of y'all don't even know what your kids like. A lot of y'all don't even sit down and ask your kids, like, what music you like what game you like what's your favorite color. Y'all don't know that shit. And that's crazy to me. Y'all be with a significant other and don't know their favorite color or their favorite song or their favorite movie. And y'all been together for a year, 2 years, and you don't know these type of things because y'all are not communicating. She's mad at you and been mad at you for a month, but she's not going to tell you why, because she doesn't know how to communicate. And he feels some type of way about her, but he's not going to tell her why, because he feels like he's too much of a man that he can't communicate his feelings and say, hey, what you doing right here? I don't like this. And he feels like if he tells her that, he's going to lose some power. And she feels like if she tells him, she's going to lose some power. But it shouldn't be a struggle for power within a relationship. Shouldn't be a struggle for power within a friendship. You should be on equal ground and equal footing. Now, of course, I believe personally that the man should lead and that the woman should follow. But the woman should still have a say, etc. But if she doesn't communicate what her say is, then how is the man supposed to know? We are not mind readers. We cannot read women's minds and know exactly what they're thinking or what's going on in their head. And women cannot read your mind by the same sense. So you need to tell them, you need to sit down and communicate and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is the problem. This is how we fix this relationship. And I promise you, if people communicated more, we'd have stronger marriages. We'd have stronger parenting bonds. We'd have stronger friendships. All of these things. But I fear that society in general is going more into a technological age, where the most communication that's going to happen is through text messages. And it's going to start breaking down. It's going to go even further away from even phone calls, to where text messages and social media are going to be the only form of communication. It's going to be cold, and it's going to be a way where people do not communicate their feelings as much with the way that technology and society goes. And that's a sad error for mankind as a whole, because communication is the foundation and basis of any relationship. So if you have a partner that you got an issue with, go communicate with them. Tell them what it is. Figure out a way to work it out, or maybe step away if you can't work it out. If you got a friend, he doing something you don't like, go tell him. So you can save your friendship and it doesn't blow up down the line because you've been holding this grudge or these feelings inside and it's pissing you off, and now you like, this dude is a clown. But you let him play around in the circus all this time instead of going and grabbing him and saying, hey, you're not supposed to be here, bro. And bringing him with you so he could do something better. Go communicate.